Hello and welcome everyone. So now let's try to enhance our layouts. So in this video we are going to use HTML5 layout. Okay, here if you see we are using the section, name, article, footer, header. All these are HTML5 native HTML tags. So we are going to use them and we are going to put as styles. Okay, like if we just put now we have added index.css in the link. Okay, here in the head tag we can link the CSS. In style sheet and in href we can just say okay, I have index.css, and in the index.css what we will do is our basic styles we start adding. Okay, now you can see the layout. Header we are customizing using this. We are not putting dot header because it's not a class, it's an HTML tag. After header we have a section. Inside section we have a new tag, HTML5 tag, and article tag. So we'll just try to customize it and we will put them in the left and right alignment. Okay, so we have a new tag and we have article tag. So first of all, the new tag customization, what we can do is we can use a CSS float property. Just you will learn it later, I think, when I talk about the styling. But this is the new where you can add a float property, float left, width. So first new, these links are covering the left hand side, and then we have a content which will cover the right hand side. And what we can do is we just don't want these dots in the new link. So you can see new ul is a tag. So we can just say the list style type is none. So I think it will remove these dots, and padding and margin is 0. You can put margin top something. Okay, so this is a new tag. Now we have article tag which you wanted to put in the right hand side of it. Drag it a little bit. So I have a new links. Now I want articles also. So articles is like if the new tag is taking 30% width, then article will take 70% of it, right? And so we have to clear the float once we are done. So we have articles, we have this float property. So if we just try to increase it, now we will face some problem with the float property because we have to fix it. So in this HTML what we have is we have article, and inside article we have h1 paragraph tag, that's it, and we have a new tag. So that is coming in the section tag. So what we need to take care is inside this section we are giving 30% to the new and 70% to the article. So first of all, the alignment of both should be in the left because we are just using float left for the new tag. So we are creating 2 column boxes that float next to each other. So the float alignment is left and they will be adjacent to each other. So we have a new tag and we have a float property. Now what we can do is we can also customize a little bit on the footer side, and you will try to see how it looks like. So we have a footer can be customized in the same way. I will just try to put the whole. So here the only difference which you see is what we have added is we have just added only the footer class. Footer is also having some background padding and all, and this is just to add the responsiveness in our application that okay, if you are just increasing the size, then if you are just decreasing the size to 600 pixels, then I will just try to give a full height, full width to this new bar and this article section because we need to maintain the responsiveness. I can't align them left and right, so I put 100% width. If you are good enough in the width, then I will just put a 30% to 60%, 3:7 ratio for both the content. Okay, so if you just go to the styles, now we are using the native HTML5 tags header. You can just decrease the padding because we don't need that much, and the new bar which is a float left with 30%. If you just want to decrease it to 20%, that is also fine. Here we can increase it to 80%. So this is the float property. Here you can see we just need a links here, and then rest of the 80% is going to article. Article is a native tag. Here we put a float left. So both are float left adjacent to each other. Then padding, and after section. Now you just see this. So after section I have to clear this float. So section colon after. So I have to clear the float. After once the section is over, I need to just display table and clear both property. This is required when you use the float. I mean, in the latest and modern styling, there are different ways. You can use a flex box, you can use a display table, all these things to align the content in the left and right. You can use a grid column classes, but here we are at the beginner level and we are using the CSS float property to float the content to the left. So first of all, we have a nave ul li. So this is the style, list style we are not using, it's a none. And this also you will understand the box sizing, it's a content box and bordered box. I mean, how bordered box means it will, the width of the border will be covered inside the width of a DOM node, width of a box. And just a simple, you can say height and width of this 100 pixel. Some global styling we can add, padding 0 pixel, because body is not having any margin padding. You're not having any margin padding now. So this is a very basic example we have done. Now instead of putting London here, some article data about London, you can just put anything, and this can be your first simple HTML website for you, which has a header, footer, new bar and all, right? Thanks everyone. Hello everyone. So in this video, let's try to start developing something, and what we will do is we'll try to create a simple HTML page with some basic styling. So from there you will understand how to actually style a particular page also. Like styling means if you wanted to add a particular color, font, margin, font family, font size, all these things you should be able to do. So what we are doing is we are just creating a container. Inside container we will be creating header. So HTML5 already provide all these tags. We can use a direct those tags, header, footer, aside, sections, all these tags. And we already have the CSS embedded. So we will be just adding the CSS in the index.css, and here we will be just defining some common CSS for the body, like I have a font size 12 pixel. So all these things you can define in a one single tag. Font is a font size, font family, right? And the header. So I have a nice and clean header. I can just provide a padding, nothing but okay, how much space should I leave from left, from right, from top, from bottom. Inside header I have h1 tag. So if you just see how my HTML look like right now is I have just division class header. So what I can do is I can put a classes, these are the classes, and I can just use some colors to paint these classes. So container I have header, then I have h1 tag. So how can I do the classes? So I started with the body. I just specified the basic rules for the body. Okay, the font size, font family, the margin, padding. So for the body you can just also put a padding 0 pixel. Okay, now you are putting a header. So header is of some here if you see the header, inside header we have just a h1 tag, and what we are doing is inside header we put some padding of 10 pixel. So padding 10 pixel means it is applied only on the top and bottom, left and right it is 0 pixel. Background color is, you can say, blue, green, whatever. And inside that we have a h1 tag. Inside header we have h1 tag. So this is how you can define that h1 tag. If you just put, okay, this is my h1 tag, and I have font size and font family and all these things. If you try to make it global, okay, if I make it 50 pixel, then this h1 tag will be applied to everywhere in the web application. But I want only that h1 tag to take this font size and margin which is inside header. So you can just specify, you can expand it. Okay, this is element class header. Inside that we have h1 tag. That's why I'm applying that CSS only here. Okay, this is just a nice way of applying CSS. You can now, CSS has evolved much. We are just talking about at the beginner level right now. You can do a whole lot of things with the CSS. Okay, now you can see we have a header h1. You can just specify the color. Okay, color is white, background color is blue, and you can just customize the background color to something else. We did a padding. Now after header we have h1 tag. Now we can just create a wrapper, kind of a body, because now we have had a nice and clean header where you have defined a title. Now we can create a section inside a wrapper. Wrapper can be your body, and inside body we defined, okay, this is my body, and rest we can create a footer. So in a simple, very simple language, the web page contains the header, footer and body, and maybe a sidebar or the new bar coming from the left and right. Okay, now inside body we have a container. Container is of width 50-80%. Now this is important to understand. Not all pages, not all websites has a full width. If you wanted to just central align our whole content and we wanted to show only a 80% width, then container, which we have here in the bottom, in the top, inside, outside body. So what I'm doing is container will occupy 80% and margin will be 0 auto. So what does it will do is it will just leave the same space from the left and right. It is the trick to centralize the content. So a width is 80%, it will cover the 80% of the whole width and it will centralize all the content of the page. Margin 0 auto. So top bottom margin will be 0 and auto means automatically it will adjust left and right equally, and background color is whatever you want. So our container is ready. Now we can have like this container has a wrapper, right? So wrapper is just used only once, so you can just directly create a class wrapper, and section is margin top bottom left right is 60 pixel right now. Okay, and then we can also create a footer. So in the section we just have h2 tag, so we can just define a font size, font family, all these basic things, margin, padding, color, background color, and text align left. So if you wanted to text align left, so here we have a section has h2. So if you see the DOM hierarchy, here we have a container has a wrapper has a section has a h2. Now we can also create a nice and cool footer, but for footer we just need to create just a background color so that look little different from our original design. So we can just put a background color to something else. Okay, so this it got the footer. We already defined the footer. In the paragraph of the footer is text align center, margin is 5 pixel. Okay, now just few fixes we can do is, so now in this application what we did, we created a header footer. If we just go to HTML, this is the header. So here you can use the HTML5 header tag also, and this is my wrapper. So this may be, I can say, a body, this is the footer. So here I have a wrapper and then section. So to style it, either you can direct, first you have to style wrapper. So here I did, okay, inside a wrapper, I didn't do anything on the wrapper because we don't need. So the wrapper contains a section, so you can style section and h2 tag. So inside section and h2 section, I don't need anything on the section because the color is this background color we already defined. Okay, see, so this is the gray color is coming up already. If you wanted to just have a section, if you wanted to have some other background color, right, it's green, right? So this section will have that color, but we already put a margin padding on the section, so you can see the gray color is coming up. So here we have a margin of 10 pixel and somewhere padding also we have given. So this is my section. So you have to put a background color on the wrapper in this particular case. And we have h2 tag which has the padding this. So now if you just look at the overall picture, we have header, we have wrapper, and we have footer, right? So header, wrapper, if you just look at the header styles, container is this. Now we have header and h1 tag. Now we have a wrapper has a section h2. Now we can't nest the section wrapper with h2. You can just write it something like this if you want. Okay, I'm talking about this section which is inside wrapper. So if you just see the definition, we have a wrapper, inside that we have a section, inside that we have h2. So it will not apply any particular style on any other section. It will apply only that section which is inside a wrapper. Okay, so you just need to take care of all these kind of nesting. This is important. And we have a footer. Now if you have anything else, like I just wanted to display some kind of a form inside it, now I have a nice layout, right? Now in the previous sections we created some kind of HTML form that we can place around in this section, and now you can see, now in the section you see we don't have a padding and all these things, so we can add it, we can format it also a little bit. Okay, so we have a section, and in section inside form we have, okay, so what we can do is instead of, we just need to create another one, wrapper, and we have to do a padding, okay, 15 pixel. So you can see now it is have a padding from the left and right, and you can set a margin also if you want, margin of 10 pixels, right? But that is whatever is necessary. Now we have a nice look and feel form, right? So it is just a simple first form view created which has a header, footer and form elements, all the things, HTML elements with some validation. Okay. Thanks everyone. Hello everyone. So in this video we'll just extend over that example, and what we will try to see is where are we on that. So we have already seen the index.css. We created a container section and footer. So this is the basic layout. Now we can just play around with this basic design, and we'll try to add few things in the elements, and we'll try to understand the basic HTML tags. Similarly, we used ordered list and ordered list and unordered list. Like this is how you can do it. So now this is section is your body part. Okay. Now what you can do is we already have the styles added for the section, content section, padding and all these things. Section H2 is this. So you can just keep adding your content. So this is basic thing about ordered list, unordered list. Now another thing is you can add your more content inside it. So this what this is doing is, okay, let's put some tags, H2 and text. Now important thing is how you can style these nodes. Okay, we have a wrapper, we have a content, and we have a section. So section is actually native tag of HTML5, and what we are doing with this, you can see section H2. We didn't put a dot because section is not a class. Section is an HTML tag. I will try to zoom it a little bit, I think. Yeah. So section is HTML tag. So we are using section H2. H2 is also tag, section is a tag. But if you are using some class, so now how can I customize, how can I style this particular class, cities? So either you can just put a cities and just start writing whatever you want. Otherwise, inside section you have a cities. These are the class rules which you will learn, cities. And now we have H2 and paragraph tag also. In the modern CSS, you can do it in the many different ways, because paragraph is a tag, so you don't need a dot. Similarly, we have H2 tag inside cities. This I'm talking about H2 and paragraph tag in class cities. Okay, that is inside section cities, H2 and paragraph tag. So now we can start styling. Okay, so we can see the background color. Okay, blue, and for paragraph color we can see color should be white. Right, background color. And you can also put a padding for every section. Okay, I have a padding of 10 pixels, then they will get merged. Okay, so what we can do is for every section, so now we have this section, and section has all cities, right? So what we can do is after every city we wanted to put a margin also. So every city will have a margin from one another, right? Now 10 pixel margin is there from one city to another city, and we just put a background color. Here we can just make it little nice. It's same as background color. So, and we just make it little black. The default color is black, I think, so we don't need to specify colors now. I mean, that depends. So if you wanted to just provide a font size, font family, all the different variants, font weight. So in font, we generally use the font size, font style, and font family, font weight. Font size you can specify. I mean, paragraph has its default font size, but if you want to just customize it, then you can provide it. Then you have to take care of the responsiveness and all. Okay, I mean, you can give a font size in ems, rems, or pixels. Okay, there are different ways of giving it. So here you can say we created a sections, we put a margin padding, so it's like look like a nice list items, right? All the cities. And how we are providing the styles. For tags we are just putting a directly text, but for the classes we are putting dot, and you can also put a IDs. But here these are the same kind of sections, so you can, if you wanted to put IDs, so you can say CT1, similarly CT2, CT3, CT4, and for IDs, if you wanted to apply the styles on IDs, then you just need to take care of one single thing is you just need to put a hash before specifying the style. I mean not here. So in the content we have a section and then city1 in the content section 1. So if you wanted to apply the same style for the ID, right, this is how you will do it. So here what it is saying, inside a section element, if you see this mouse over coming off section, and this is the ID city1, so this style will be applied only for the ID city1 which is inside section. Okay, I hope these things are clear now, how to style a class, how to style a ID, how to style a HTML tag which can be h1 to paragraph tag, which can be simple section, header, footer, all these things. Okay, in the next video we'll just try to ramp up this particular design a little bit more.